I'm using YouTube to build my English identity, not to sound perfect, but to finally find my voice in English. And today I want to share the results of this weird but really effective experiment. Hi there, welcome to my channel. Before creating this channel, I didn't have a clear idea of who I was in English. Honestly, I believe I would never feel myself in English. I thought English would always feel forced, robotic, and kind of fake, like if I was performing instead of really being myself in English. What I didn't understand back then is that if you really want to use English naturally and make it part of who you are, you don't just work on grammar and pronunciation. You work on your identity. If you're new here, my name is Miriam, I'm from Brazil, and this channel is all about building an English identity. Not just learning the language, but becoming yourself in it. When I decided to do this YouTube experiment, I already knew English. I worked for an American company, but every time I needed to speak on meetings or video calls, I froze. I felt I was outside of my body trying to connect grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, all in seconds. And most of the time, it was a disaster. I hated that feeling, really, because I knew my capacity. I knew that I was a good writer. I was working as a content writer. Actually, I was having a lot of ideas for the marketing team, but I was not being able to communicate my ideas, to the rest of the team. And that created a lot of frustration. So I decided to start recording videos in English just to see if it would be possible to feel myself while I was speaking in English. After a few months being here on YouTube, recording videos for this YouTube channel, I noticed 3 deep changes, not only on my English, but also in who I am when I'm using it. I started building an English identity. Recording videos helped me to build my English identity in real time. So when I will watch my first videos here, I clearly noticed the difference between who I was and who I am now while I'm using this language. I can see the transition from fear to confidence, from hesitation to courage, and that's amazing. So I noticed this: each time you speak in your second language, you are shaping who you are in that language. You are building your identity. You are allowing yourself to be someone that is totally possible to exist. And you don't become that person by waiting the perfect moment to talk, waiting to get a job in English, waiting to live abroad, and then finally speak in English. You become that person by showing up imperfectly, by creating the opportunities to speak. And once you allow yourself to be someone in a second language, once you accept you in a second language, everything is possible. This language starts to be part of your identity, and that's super powerful. If something is not part of our identity, this will always feel fake. That's why many non-native speakers struggle to speak, because you feel like if you're not being yourself. So the first thing that I learned while recording videos for this YouTube channel is that if you are able to incorporate English into your identity, into who you are, this language will be so much easier to be used in your daily life. I gave myself permission to make mistakes. Recording videos gave me courage to face my mistakes, and most importantly, not let them paralyze me, not let them silence me or stop me from trying. As English learners, we often avoid speaking because mistakes feel uncomfortable, we feel exposed, we feel judged by people. So we tend to avoid situations where we'll need to use our English. So we stay quiet, and silence slowly becomes our identity. And there's nothing more frustrating than knowing a language and not being able to use it. When I watch myself speaking in English, even with mistakes, I can see that I am still communicating something. I'm still sharing my thoughts. Even when I struggle with pronunciation or grammar, I am still talking. I am still connecting with people. And then something shifts. I stop judging myself and I start trusting myself. And trust is a very important part of our identity in a second language. English became something I use, not something I store. As I said, YouTube forced me to use my English, even with mistakes. So I was used to only store English, study a lot, read a lot, consume a lot of content, but I was not reproducing all of this through speaking. And once I started using my English, even with mistakes, words that were hard to pronounce became possible to pronounce, became easier. English, out of the blue, started to feel so natural for me because now it's connected with my experiences, with my story here on YouTube, with my thoughts, the ideas that I have been sharing here with you. And now, no one can take it from me because it's deeply rooted in my identity. Each video became an opportunity to use everything I already knew and I was already consuming through books, podcasts, movies, and all type of content that I was consuming. So now, when I notice mistakes after recording a video, the first thought that I have is, okay, I'll need to improve it next video. So there's always a second chance to get better. That mindset changed my relationship with English completely and forever. I'll never see mistakes as the same way I was seeing them, as a sign of failure. I'll never let mistakes make me feel so frustrated that I won't try again. So these are the main results of my English experiment on YouTube. I don't live in a English speaking country, and maybe you don't either. And if you don't have an environment to practice, you need to create one. YouTube doesn't have to be public. You don't need subscribers. You don't even need to publish your videos. You just need a place where you can be yourself in English, where you can find your voice, where you are allowed to make mistakes and to learn with them. That's how your English identity will take shape. What started just as an English experiment on YouTube became the turning point for my English learning journey. If this video helped you, hit the like and leave your comment. And if you have new ideas for future videos, I would love to hear them.